Good morning, and we are in Carthage jail, or at least that's Carthage jail in the picture. Um, and we're in November 24 to 30. It is Thanksgiving weekend, or week this week, I should say, coming up this weekend. So I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving, and I hope what you do, I hope I can bring some of this is things to give you thanks. By Thanksgiving, we'll be talking about the saints crossing the plains and a few things there. Um, so it's Doctrine and Covenants 35 and 36, 135, 136. These are really short. We only have about 8 verses a day if we do it for 6 days. That's not even including today. That's 6 days. Um, got about 8 verses each. If we did it 7 days, it'd be even less. Um, so. But I'm gonna do the introduction and talk a little bit about the Come Follow Me. Um, and then I want to make these short this week because I'll explain after we get through this introduction of why I want them short this week. The afternoon of June 27th, 1844, found Joseph and Hiram in jail once again, accompanied by John Taylor and Willard Richards. So remember, at this time, Hiram had been first counselor. He's now, I don't know if I can't remember if he still has the title of first counselor, but he is um, the patriarch of the church. And then John Taylor and Willard Richards were, um, oh, I'm trying to remember, were they just apostles at the time? But they were there with them. Um, at the time, they were being accompanied. Um, I don't think, I don't know if they were in prison or they're there on their own will. That's something I'll look into this week. Um, but it is important they became the witnesses, basically, of this, um, of what happened. They believed they were innocent of any crime, but they submitted to arrest, hoping to keep the saints of Nauvoo safe. Remember, up to this time, Joseph Smith had gone into hiding, but as some of the people said, well, why are you hiding? Either come out and face it. You've done it before, you've gone to prison before, and you've got out. But now, Joseph Smith knew something was going different. Um, Everybody knows his famous words, like a lamb to the slaughter I go to. Um, and this is paraphrasing, go to jail. Um, I go as a lamb to the slaughter. Basically saying this is it. He never said that before, even though I'd been to prison before, and felt that he was innocent each time. But this time he seemed to know he would not return alive. And his friends tried to comfort each other by reading from the Book of Mormon and singing hymns. Then gunshots were heard, and within a few minutes the mortal lives of Joseph Smith and his brother Hiram had come to an end. It was them that the people wanted, and once that was done, the people left. Yet it was not the end of the divine cause they had embraced. It was not the end of the restoration of the gospel of Jesus Christ. There was more to do, work to do, and more revelation that would guide the church forward. The end of the prophet's life was not the end of the work of God, and it isn't, and we can see that in how things are going about. It seems like things have gone faster, not slower, since um, Joseph Smith's time. And when we get into section 136, we'll see that. Now, I just want to point out here in these ideas for home learning, Hiram and Joseph sealed their testimonies with their blood. We're going to be reading about that in 135. Um, um, so I think it's interesting. 135 was published 3 months later, helping the saints a little bit, but just think how it must have felt for people there. And we'll go through that when we read 135. We'll take a few days on 135, um, and then the rest of the time on 136, which is much longer, as you see. Um, and we'll go through some of the other things, probably remembering the martyrdom, revelations in context. You know how much I enjoy those. The thing is that they're so long, sometimes so long that it's hard to do. But one reason why I want to make it short this time is these. So the testimony of the Book of Mormon here, um, beautiful. If you listen to the last conference, he testifies of the Book of Mormon in another way. This way, he's testifying of the Book of Mormon using Joseph Smith and Hiram as testimonies, and in conference this time he used um, the healing of the blind man that Jesus did and how that affected him. So again, these videos, I'd rather make mine short and have you spend time on these videos. The videos this time take at least 2 hours of your time, just to tell you, and I think it's worth doing and listening to. Joseph Smith was a prophet and witness of Jesus Christ, and we'll go through that. Um, Again, we'll probably touch on Ted R. Collister's um, prophet, Joseph Smith, the prophet of the Restoration, given in 2009. This is a video that is a movie, basically, of Joseph Smith's life, prophet of the Restoration, so it's worth doing. And then, as related music, and they have these ones here. I recommend each one of these. Just flipping through them, you go to your Come Follow Me and understand it a little bit better. You'll love it. It'll give you a uplifting feeling. You get to see scenes, reenactments. They'll help. So I want you to delve into those um, as much as the scriptures. So the scriptures might only be 58 or no, 48 verses, but we have a lot of stuff around this. And finally, I can help accomplish the Lord's will as I follow His counsel. And we'll go through those. And I'll go through more of these as well. And all of that is not including the ideas for children, which I don't go through. Other people will, that has their own videos, you know? So I just want to finish today on that note saying there's a lot in here, a lot that you can learn about how faithful the saints were. And if you think you can't do it, think there was people who thought they couldn't do it either. and some of them did stay behind, and some came later, and some wouldn't come at all. I'm not going to judge how that went, but the saints that did go and the things they did face was difficult. And I come from those people. A lot of my ancestry crossed the plains, either close to this time or later on, when they came from England by handcart, including um, one of mine that William Clayson, who had, as a boy, had lost his leg and had to walk all those miles on a wooden foot. Um, and if you've heard that name before, it's because he's written several of the hymns in the hymn book that you can look up. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to know how much there is in this. And by the end of this week, I hope you also know my testimony of Joseph Smith and of Brigham Young and of the restoration. I hope you can have that in your minds as well. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.